Alright, it's move out time. I just hurt myself, y'all. Oh, the back of my foot.
Did you finish your finals?
Yeah. Y'all, it's a mess in here, so we finna tackle this mess. Freshman year is over, y'all. Freshman year is over. Alright, let's get it. Bye bye. Bye bye. This is what Amazon came. Oh yeah.
It's just begun, and there's something on the tip of your tongue. Don't stay quiet. Things that we keep, you're on fire, so burn it with me. Leave it behind. Leave it behind. Can't you see it's the weight of all the world you tried to keep it wrapped up tight. Leave it behind.
Bye. Saying bye to our sweet mates. See ya. For real.
Where's the little kitten? Where's the
Oh, the little kitten.
Fuck that kid.
Here, Dad.
He was out
Here.
earlier.
Oh, we're gone, y'all. Freshman year is over. Me too. Look at my braids. They look
Well, of course, too. That is not appropriate.
No.
Y'all moving out right now?
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, throw all that homework away. Period.
You're a true friend.
Wait. You're there to the end.
Yeah, great. You're a true.
Wait, hold this. Record me.
Signing out.
Oh, you move your stuff back too?
We're done, babes. Yeah, you have to.
What if I don't?
Alright,
$150.
Kayla here. Signing out.
Kayla here. Kayla
We
gone.
done.
That was so depressing. Oh my god.
You're a true.
Wow, we out of here. 105. You treated us well.
Did it?
Ooh.
All them damn bugs.
All the damn books.
On me, we had 20 million roaches in here.
Okay, don't tell them that because they really gonna believe it. Parkside ain't got no roaches. Hey my loves, so this is the part of the video where I'm basically going to be talking about like my reflection on college, just the college life. A lot of you guys have been wanting to see like way more college videos, more in depth, what am I doing? But there's a lot that goes into it besides, you know, just having fun. I think that I definitely underestimated college a little bit just by thinking like, okay, you know, college is just gonna be some fun, like, you know, not really thinking about the schoolwork. But today, right now, I'm gonna reflect on my whole entire year. There will be parts that like I'm leaving out, or like parts that I can't just explain within this whole entire video. But these are just little pieces that I knew that really made an impact on my first year of college. So today I'm gonna talk about a few things that I just wanted to point out, things that have affected my freshman year, things that I have learned my freshman year, just overall like what I want to tell you about my freshman year of college. So if you are new, or if you aren't new, I do go to Cal State Long Beach, and yeah, and I'm just grateful and happy that I was able to attend that college. It was my dream school, and I prayed and fasted for that college. And you know, I felt like that when I got there and I asked other people, was this your dream school? And they said, no, this was like my last choice. This was my last resort. I didn't really want to go here. And I'm like, it kind of made me feel like, dang, was this school what I thought it was? But you know, I'm truly grateful and happy that that was my dream school. I got in, I fasted and prayed, and I trusted God. So I should be happy that I'm here and that I've gotten in. You know, like I shouldn't belittle my accomplishment just because I heard somebody else say like this wasn't their dream school and that they didn't really want to go here. So yeah, anyways, just had to get that out the way just because like I've heard that many times based on the people I've been around. So my first point that I want to make is dorming was one of the best experiences / choices I ever made. And I say that because I've learned so much just by dorming, and if I wasn't able to dorm, or if I didn't dorm, I wouldn't have gotten this experience. And I say that to say because there's a lot that goes into it. I was able to be way more independent. I learned so much about myself and what type of person I am, what things I can handle, what type of stress I can handle, how I learned how to manage stress. I learned how to manage and balance my social life and school. Like there's just so much more that I've learned that if like I did not dorm, I probably wouldn't be able to experience those little things. Even though, if you guys did not know, I live very, very close to the school. So it's like not very, very close, but close. Dorming was one of my best choices I ever made. The second thing that I learned was I learned how important it is to know about everything financially. So what do I mean by that? I mean about the college expenses, dorm costs, tuition costs, and what am I ultimately spending my money on. I just felt like dorming has taught me a lot, but it also taught me, and just college in general, my first year in general, taught me like, dang, this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money. Sorry, like I might get distracted or pause throughout this video because cars are coming by. This is my time to really stay locked in and focused because this money is my money. So, you know, like it's not just something like, oh my gosh, let me go get this just because I can. It's like now it's like I'm in game mode. Like this money is mine. Like I can't be playing with it, okay? I need to know when is the deadline for when I have to pay this much, like the loans and all of that. Yeah, I just learned so much about my financial situation within my family and within me. Like, y'all, it's hard. It's hard. And as a black woman in college, like, it is hard. And I'm gonna say that it's hard. Another thing that I want to add to the expenses is that I feel like a lot of the people in college, or at least freshmen, they downplay the cost. They downplay the cost. They act like it's not that much money when it really is. Like, they're not thinking about it now, which kind of bugs me, but it's okay. Like, at least I'm thinking about it now. Do you know how much of that money that we're gonna be paying once we get out of the school? Baby, I'm not trying to be in debt, okay? So I just feel like a lot of people downplay the college expenses, the money. Like, everybody wants their dorm to look all pretty. Okay, cool, but to a certain extent. And I had to realize that, like, I don't need new cups and new plates, because when I bought all of that stuff, I did not use almost half of it. Being the first generation gives you a different experience than others. I felt more grateful knowing how hard my parents worked for me to get to the college I'm in. This right here is something that I could cry about, and it instantly kind of makes my eyes water. And as I'm talking about this, I feel like I feel very vulnerable, because this is something that is not easy. And when I mean, like, being a black woman in college, anytime I see black success, anything a black woman, male or female, don't matter, like, anything I see a black person do, like, within college, I congratulate them, especially if they're first generation. Okay, now when I'm crying, the ice cream truck wants to come. Do y'all hear that? This dude is on his phone while driving an ice cream truck.
Hey, that do look good.
Hey, yo, ice cream look good. Okay, so I'm back. The ice cream peoples. Let me lock my door. Being a first generation college student, it really changes the mindset. It really changes the game. It changes the game. And I'm not saying that somebody that isn't a first generation, they're not going to feel grateful for where they are now, but I just feel like personally, the things that I care about as a first generation college student, other people that aren't, they're not caring about what I'm caring about. Like, they're not caring about the little college tuition expenses. They're not caring about the installment plans that are literally due next month. They're not caring about those little things that I'm caring about, like, that I'm worried about constantly, that other people aren't worried about when they have it, like, when they have that money already to, like, pay for certain things. It's something that motivates me to keep making videos, because I don't know who is watching my channel that wants to go to college, that doesn't really have, or doesn't really make, well, family doesn't really make as much income. Like, whatever the case is, like, I just want to be that representation for any black child, any black girl, anybody in general, just to let them know, like, you can keep going. You could be first generation and do this. You can be first generation and do that. Like, it doesn't stop from there. It does not stop from there. I just feel way more grateful and appreciative of every little thing that came my way. For an example, when I first, after I got admitted to Cal State Long Beach, I was so excited that I literally toured the campus, like, by myself with me and my friend. I actually vlogged that time. I'm just taking a tour. It's a long video. I mean, it's a video a while ago, but I toured the campus because I wanted to know, like, what am I getting myself into? Where am I going to be at? And during that tour, I actually went in the bookstore and I got a lanyard. Do you know how happy I was for that lanyard that says CSUOB? Y'all, I was so excited to get that lanyard. You don't even know, like. And then when I kept wearing it every single day when the semester started. I was wearing it around my neck. I was so happy. I wore my Long Beach sweater. Like, I had a couple of gear that my parents bought me that wasn't really much, but I made it feel like it was a lot. And I think that as being a first generation student, I cherished every little thing, and I still do. I also written down, my parents worked hard for me to get into the college I'm in. That might not resonate with some people, but for me, my parents worked their butt off for me to get to college. Like, they never really pushed college on me at all. When I mean, like, they never really even brought it up and saying, what college are you going to? That's something that I wanted to do for myself. That's something that I really wanted to do for myself. Like, if anything, I felt like the school encouraged me more to go to college than my parents. And I'm not saying, like, oh, my parents are bad for doing that. I'm just saying, like, they never pressured me into it. So it's just like, this is something that I wanted to give back to them. So this is why I do not take anything college related, anything in general, lightly. Because if I got it and I've received it from God, Lord, amen. It ain't nothing but God and my parents that literally, like, got me through college, really. Another thing I learned is people live differently. Ooh, I could go on and on about this topic. What do I mean by this? I mean, like, the cleanness, like, the way I've been brought up, like, certain things, like, is just not acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
And certain things in other families isn't acceptable. So, having a roommate, I've learned, like, oh my gosh, we are quite similar. I love my roommate to death because that's not even my roommate anymore. That's like my sister right there. Like, we have became so close over just the amount of months we were living together, to where it's like outside of school, we are literally close still. Like, I still can call her and be like, girl, like, I'm not having a good day today, da 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 da. And she's there for me. So what I just mean about living differently, I just seen different people's rooms in the dorms, and I was just like, you know, when they be like, for an example, they be like, oh, excuse the mess. This is the 5th time. What do you mean, excuse the mess? Okay, but just me personally, my bed has to be made at least. Like, I don't care if my room dirty, like, my bed has to be made at least, you know? And in a different household, in a different room that I've seen, the bed is not made all the time. And that is okay.
That is okay, but just not in my area of living.
I literally thrive on a clean room. People will say that they're very, very clean on the dorm little, you know, list there that you're gonna have on the people you get to choose. They're gonna be like, oh, well, I clean my room.
Nah, I need y'all to be honest about what y'all be doing, y'all.
If you do not clean your room all the time, say that. Like, be very specific on when you do clean your room, what time you go to bed, and all that stuff. You just learn different lifestyles within the dorming situation. My next point is you will meet all kinds of people. You will meet the only child, first generation's me, different cultures, and way, way more. Like, and that's just a little bit of what you're gonna see in the dorm life and in general of being in college. Like, you see that a little bit in high school, middle school. Okay, you see different ethnicities, different races, but it goes way more in depth in college. Like, especially when you live with somebody, like, you see like how they live, and then first off you see like what they're grateful for. Second off, you see why they're appreciative of a certain item. Like, for an example, somebody may keep a bear. Like, you don't know why they keep that bear. You don't know. See, you might see somebody that's adopted and you don't even know. Like, and I've actually experienced that. So just hearing different people's stories, their reason on going to college, and just like getting to know people personally, I learned so much. Is that an old man running?
That's an old man running.
He run kind of fast. Okay, and my next point is I learned how to say no. Places I didn't want to go, no to spending money in different places. So learning how to say no definitely like hit the bat in college. I was very lenient in high school, and I'm still kind of lenient on my no's, but I'm really strict on certain no's on certain things. For an example, I'm kind of a no person on a Sunday. Like, somebody want to go out to a party on a Sunday, I'm like, I'm probably like, not really about going out too much on a Sunday. And I realize that because I feel like Sundays are my rest days, and that's period. I like to watch church and wash clothes. That gives me mommy lifestyle. But mommy lifestyle it is for me if I don't like to go out on a Sunday. My next point is having a relationship with God in college is not for the weak. It's not. And we're going to be real here. Having a relationship with God in college had me going through trials and tribulations. I was under the road, over the road.
I was down on the roller coaster. I was skateboarding. I was falling off my bike. I was bouncing balls. I was
going through it all. Okay? And I say that to say just because, like, since everybody is different, like, some things that I was like normal, that I was used to, for an example, watching church every Sunday was a normal for me. And then, like, all of a sudden, I noticed I haven't watched church in like 2 weeks. What have I come to? Kayla, you need to take a step back. I knew it wasn't for the week until like second week of college, because I was like, Lord. I even had my relationship, not gonna lie, did fall off a little bit in the beginning of my freshman year. But I had to realize I got here because of God. Why am I like not talking to him? Why am I not in my word? I got here because of God. I prayed and fasted, and then all of a sudden, once you get to the place you wanna go ghost. Like, if you think about that in a relationship, like having a relationship with God, he helped you get to this place, and then all of a sudden you like, deuces. That's really what I did to God. And I had to think about that. No, I did not just do that. So that took a lot of like journaling and getting back into my word. But it was hard because, like, you know, I had friends that, oh, let's go here. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I haven't done my Bible study. I need to do that. Like, So it was just really with like discernment and understanding, like, you need to know, like, when is the time to pray? When is the time to watch your sermons? When is the time to journal? Like, you need to also set time aside for that stuff too. And that took me a while to learn, y'all. So it didn't happen like overnight. But having a relationship with God is not for the weak, because there's going to be certain things that you don't want to do that you're around and you're just like, I don't even do that. My next point is have fun, go out, take a break from your schoolwork. That's something that I had to learn because I am very much like, oh my gosh, I need good grades and stuff. But it got to a point where I was so depressed, y'all. I was so sad, and I had to realize that because, like, I was overwhelmed so much that, like, first off, I wasn't in my word at that time. I was so focused on school that I made this, like, priority. I made school priority. School is my priority because I didn't have a job, like, I did YouTube, like, but still, like, school was my priority, but I took that to a certain extent to where it's like I didn't go out. All I did was eat, sleep, homework, and rotated that like for a long time, y'all. Then I had this talk with my friend, like my roommate. She was going out a little bit more than me, and I was kind of getting jealous, like, dang, she's going out. But then I was just still over here like, no, I got this assignment due. So I was battling doing my schoolwork and still having fun. Having that balance of having fun, you know, going out with your friends and also doing schoolwork is very important, because you can be so focused on school to where it's like you forget about your mental health. Like, you dragging your mental health over there just because you so focused on the next test that you got to do. And I think that I found peace. I really did find peace and comfort when I started praying and getting into my word, because after that I was over here so like tedious with my time to where it's like, I can't do this. I can't talk to my friends for at least 5 minutes because I have this to do. Like, sometimes it is okay to take that break from your schoolwork, because even though like you could be doing this one assignment for hours and still get nowhere. So go ahead and go walk over there and go eat your food, have fun with your friends, come back to that assignment, and it's gonna be done. Once I've taken those breaks, I realized like I got way more done within the time I'm just sitting there frustrated. Have fun too, but also be on top of your work and put God first. My next point is stay organized. So my first semester of college was really hard for me because I had a planner, but for some reason, like, I've started using that planner for like, let's say not that long. I started using the planner for a good minute, and then like all of a sudden I just stopped writing in it. And I tried to change my system of like making sure I had assignments done. But the way that I found comfort in like managing my time and managing my assignments was having this huge calendar on my wall, y'all. So my friend did have a calendar on her wall. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. Like, she had all her assignments done. She had all of her assignments written down. I was like, I like that, because I'm very organized with my stuff, and I felt disorganized at the time. So I bought this huge calendar. When I tell you this was a big calendar that should be in like in a teacher's classroom, I bought it. And when I bought that, since I wrote down all of my assignments, I went on all of the syllabus. I wrote down all of my assignments for the month. I color coded them. Tell me why my grades improved like this. I went from a 3.2 GPA to a 3.5, y'all. I could have had like a 3.8, but like the reason why I didn't have that GPA was because like my math class was very hard for me. But either way, I see major improvement in just having that calendar, because I was able to see my whole layout. I was able to see, okay, tomorrow can't go out. I got 5 assignments due. Suggest y'all get that. I probably will put it on the side what kind of calendar I do have. I have an Amazon storefront, so let me know if I should make like a little college Amazon storefront of like the stuff that I do have in my dorm, or like stuff that I'm thinking about getting in my dorm, all of that, just college in general. Start your strongest in the beginning of the semester. It will help you when you begin to slack later on in the semester. So I learned that because my first semester, like, I was doing pretty good, but I felt like I could have went like way harder. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the second semester I learned like, okay, nah, I'm on top of this. I wrote everything down. I was on top of every assignment, and I learned that these little tiny assignments, the ones that tell you like get to know yourself, make sure you do each little reply to these discussion posts, because they do add up, and like every little thing adds up in college. So like you miss one little thing, child, girl, in the middle semester you're gonna be trying to catch up just to get like them 5 points that you missed in the beginning. Like, come on now. I need y'all to really stay on top of it in the beginning of the semester, because it's gonna benefit you so much. It'll give you kind of a head start, especially if you're like writing down assignments before anybody else is doing it, looking at syllabus, looking at like which things are way more points than the others. Next things next, eat and make better eating habits. I realized when I stopped eating as much carbs, I had more energy. I don't even know if that made sense, but basically I felt like depressed, and I realized that like it was also changing like the way, like how much I was eating or the things that I was eating. Like when I was depressed, I really didn't want no food. Like I was over here like trying to snack on anything and everything. But I also learned that I was feeling very tired, like naps 25/8 my first semester of college, and I think that is because of the workload as well. Like I was looking at screens 24/7, but still I think that my eating habits that the school did provide were not the best. Like the food that they provided was good, it was just the fact that I was having more rice than this, you know, and having all of these carbs really made me like sleepy. Definitely think about what you're eating, pay attention to that, because you may not know, like you may be so busy in college or like so busy doing other things that you forget to eat. Like you forgot to eat your breakfast, like stuff like that. So think about what you're eating and think about the habits that you do want to have your freshman year, because it is important on how you perform every day. Like it's important on how you're gonna function every day. Be self-aware, know what your flaws are and what things you need to work on. Become a better person for not only yourself and God, but for those around you. I think that this is so important on being self-aware. I'm very self-aware. Like I even ask my friends, like, what am I doing wrong here? Like how can I improve? Like, is there anything that I need help on? Like, am I doing this wrong? Should I say it like this? Like, come on now, is this the right way? Is this nice? Like, be very self-aware, because it not only affects how people think of you, it also affects those around you. Like if you, for an example, if you are not feeling the best, or you're like insecure about something and you keep speaking about it and you're like, I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like this, it's really gonna affect your friends, because your friends are not gonna want to be your friend if you're not as confident, because you're like always picking at yourself and people are always having to like compliment you, you know. So I'm just saying that this is the time before you even get to college to work on yourself. Work on think about what kind of person you are. Think about your interests and your likes and your dislikes and stuff. Think about what kind of friends you want to be around, all of that stuff. But being self-aware is important, because it will literally affect the type of people that you're around. So my next point is, some of your friends are in your life for a reason or a season. And a season. And it's okay to not be friends with everyone. I had to learn that. I just felt like, you know, when I first got to college, like I want to meet everybody. I want to be friends with everybody. I want to get to know different people. Like I want to network and I want to do this. But hey, not everybody has the same interest in you. Just because they're an engineer major don't mean that you need to be friends with them. Like just some people are just not going to be in your life for a long time, and you just got to be okay and accepting about that. And that's something that I had to learn too, but over time I was just like, oh, it's not as bad. When you focus on yourself and you put God first, like friends that do not become your friends anymore is not gonna be such a big deal. And that also depends on the relationship you have with your friend, on how close you are. But you just gotta know, like, some people are just not worth being in your life, or like, you know, they shouldn't be a burden on your life. The point is, have your own mind, do what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't do it. If this is something that you don't do, don't do it. Don't do it. I just seen a lot of people like be easily influenced just because they seen their friend doing it, or they just seen somebody that just met like 2 months ago because we just got in college and now you're doing something that you normally wouldn't do. Nah, have a mind of your own, y'all. Have a mind of your own. If this is something that your mama told you you shouldn't be doing, and you feel that conviction and you know you shouldn't be doing it, Don't do it just because you got in college and you feel like, oh my god, I'm away from my parents, like that. Hey, some of that stuff ain't too good for you. Oh yeah, here. Okay, so I also wrote, don't let other people's opinions persuade you to your own core value. That right there, hey, Kayla, you pee for that. If you have a core value and this is something that you do not compromise, why compromise now? Why compromise right when you get in college? Don't be compromising stuff that you normally wouldn't do just because you see your friends doing it. And I had to really reflect on that. I'm like, hey, this is something I normally don't be doing. So what am I doing here? Like, I had to really take that time with God and think about like the decisions I was making. Don't be easily persuaded now. No, I don't know what it is about this generation, but we just think that we're grown at 18. Not all of us. Not all of us. Get involved. Don't just sign up for clubs, but joining things that you know you enjoy. I really wrote that because I put a point on here too. Wait, I realized that when I only went to this one club, I didn't care about the other ones I signed up for. No, because for real, like I signed up for all these clubs, y'all. I was getting emails from them and I was like, this does not fit in my schedule. And I did have some type of interest in it, but I was so mad that it didn't really even fit in my schedule. So that was another thing. But stop signing up for clubs just because you want that candy on the table. Like, stop. So that is the end of like my reflection, y'all. I mean, it wasn't much. If I do have some more to say, I'll probably make another clip or talk about it in another video. But I just want to thank you guys for watching my college videos, supporting your girl. She made it through her first year of college, y'all. I can't wait to get into my profession, and it's just all gonna take time and, you know, prayers and just like, you know, having this relationship with God. And I wouldn't even be here without him, Lord. I wouldn't even be here without my Lord and Savior. Just gotta thank him, thank the Most High for getting me to this position to be able to talk about my first year of college. Like, I'm appreciative, I'm grateful, I'm thankful for it all. I'm just super happy about that. I love you guys so much. Tune into more of my college videos. I have some old college videos if you're upcoming freshman. If you're a high school student, you know, tapping into like seeing what college you want to go to, girl, or tapping into the colleges you want to go to, I am the channel for you. I make college lifestyle videos, you know, fashion, hair, all that stuff. So tune in for your girl. I love y'all so much. Give this video a big thumbs up too. Subscribe down below to be a part of the VK gang, because if you're not the gang, you is lame. Period. Get with the crew, get with the program, because I'm helping y'all with the college stuff. Let me know if y'all have any questions, any video ideas you want to see down below, college related, because this video is about college. And I'll see you guys in another one. I love you guys so much. Bye.